Any?
Okay, I got two right. First one, whereabouts in Japan is the Miasaki household where they start things off?
Okay, well, it actually is part of the same prefecture that Kagoshima grew up in. And it's... I wish I had a whiteboard so I could draw it out for you.
Isn't it like across from right?
If everybody roughly knows what Japan looks like, it's like a
Right.
giant segmented banana. Okay, for lack of better words. But there's the main island, okay, which is the largest chunk. Okay, now it kind of curves like this. In the bottom left corner, there is the prefecture that he's from. It's called the, oh geez, I don't memorize all these names all the time. It's the I can't remember the name of the prefecture he's from. I apologize. I could find it really fast. But in the bottom left, it's on the southwest corner of the island is where the Miasaki shrine is, because the actual shrine is there. Because the shrine, the whole Miasaki shrine and so forth, is actually based off of a true Shinto shrine. And so if you've ever seen actual footage, the entire layout, like the architecture, the layout of the whole grounds, up to even the cave and that whole entrance and everything, it's all exact. It's almost like they went there and said, all right, good, let's draw it exactly like that. And so the whole city and so forth is really, that's where they're from. Of course, for fiction purposes, they've dumbed down the city size to more of a village, you know, kind of on the outskirts of everywhere. But the whole Miasaki shrine definitely does exist, and that's where it is. What's your second question?
Second question would be, outside of the main family, even counting Kiyone as part of the family and all that,
okay,
who would you say is the most popular minor character?
Outside of the main family?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. In my opinion, I would say probably the most popular character outside of all that. Ooh, gosh.
Okay, I can
They're
make
all
it easier then. Who's the most popular villain?
The most popular villain is Kagato. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
It's just because he is definitely the most used villain, because he's in the OVAs, of course, and then he's also
in the universe too.
yeah, he's also in Tenchi universe, but he's a little bit different because Kagato ends up being the emperor posing as Yosho. But he's actually Kagato. So Kagato is definitely the most used villain, the preferred villain. And when it comes to my opinion, my favorite side character, now that I've had a second to think about it, is probably I think it's Seina. Gosh, the grandmother of Ayaka is probably my favorite because she ends up becoming a main character in GXP, and she's so hilarious because she's so old. She's like one of the oldest people in the entire universe as far as we're concerned.
And she is from Earth too.
And she is originally from Earth, but a full Jiraiyan, which is you know, one thing you learn about Earth throughout the series, throughout the OVA series anyway, is Earth is like the Fiji of Earth. Everybody goes there for vacation. If you're Jiraiyan, you know, eventually you're gonna go to Earth because Earth is so similar to the actual planet of Jirai. But since Jirai, just like America, is becoming so populated and so city-like, going to Earth is like going to the wilderness and having to camp out.
So yeah, she was Yosho's wife, or
yeah. one of Yosho's wife.
Yeah. That
Actually, she was her mother. It was the emperor's wife. One of the
Right.
emperor's wives.
Correct. Sena is
Oh.
the emperor, one of the emperor's wives. That's
One.
when you say
okay.
this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was thinking someone else. That's good. I guess.
Miasaki was the other one.
Mhm.
I was thinking of Yoshu's wife, who's technically Tenchi's grandmother, and who gets really ticked if he ever refers that. Now, who was that? What was her name again?
No, that's Tenchi's grandmother. Actually, yes. Yeah, so correct. Yosho is also, so Yosho has, or had, like 8 wives throughout the
Wow.
from when he came to Earth, because he was married before Earth,
Oh yeah, you lived there.
and then
600 years.
went off, fought Ryoko. This is the OVA storyline. Fought Ryoko, ended up on Earth, has been on Earth for almost 700 years. Throughout that period of time, he's had multiple wives and so forth, and he's been on Earth for so long, he kind of has his fingers in the politics, and that's one reason he gets ignored, is because he can be like, I remove my name from the registry, so you don't know I exist. And even though he does exist as the Miasaki family. And that's another reason, for example, why Tenchi's dad and Kagoshima look so much alike, is because they're all of his family line. You go back 4 or 5 generations, he had a wife, they had children, next thing you know, they go down, go down, go down, go down. And that's another reason why Tenchi is so powerful, is because you get a full-blooded Jiraiyan as a mother, and you get a 16th Jiraiyan as a father, and it just kind of molds together and becomes that. Yes?
So, so Tenchi Muyo.5 is a continuation of the first OVA.
Yeah, the first and second OVA. The third is just a continuation.
You were saying that the first movie is also a part of that.
The very first movie, the very first movie is actually a continuation of the Tenchi Universe TV series.
I think I prefer. Yeah, I think I prefer Achika to Kiyone.
I agree. I prefer, when it comes to who's Tenchi's mother, I prefer the universe conception of Achika over Kiyone as Tenchi's mother. It's almost like they just ruined the whole concept.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, she's this loving mother and so forth, ends up being this comical comedian, mischief maker. And I'm almost happy they did it in the last 2 or 3 episodes of the OVA, because it just kind of was like, they didn't necessarily rub salt into the wound. It just kind of was like cut, and you're like, oh, it's over. Okay, good. It was a slight disappointment in how they did that. However, knowing Kageshima's dry humor, it made sense from a writer's perspective.
Well, what's funny is when his sister, looking like Kiyone.
Yeah.
That was an awesome scene.
Yeah, that was a good scene. Agreed. When his sister comes in and pretty much looks like his mom, and then he finds out that he has a sister who's 80 years old.